Welcome back, everybody. My name is Taylor Martin. This is the best Damn EDC, and it's actually been over a year since I updated you guys on what I'm carrying. Obviously, you guys see what I'm carrying at the beginning of the EDC weeklies and all of that, and you guys see pictures and stuff. But as for what I'm actually carrying on a regular basis, it's been over a year since I did a video dedicated to that. The last one was actually the beginning of November last year. We're now at the end of November 2021, so this is what I'm carrying now, and let's do the damn thing. So typically when I do one of these videos, I walk you through the rotation of things that I'm carrying because there are very few things that stay in the pockets every single day. There are definitely some, like the keys, they haven't changed all year, and I've talked about them a bunch in the last several months, but I'm still gonna walk you through those. But a lot of the things here, like knives, there are a few knives I have on the table that I've been rotating between for the last month or so, a couple of wallets, things like that. This is what I had in my pockets this morning. And this right here was a new addition, the Yellow Birch Outfitters Pocket Pro. I've gone back and forth on having some sort of pouch or something in my pockets. I'm trying this one again just to mix things up and see how I like it. It may stay, it may not, but for now, this is what I had in my pockets. And let's start, since I've already talked about it, let's start with the keys. So first up, we'll talk about the Tough Clip. I included this on my gift guide, but I also included it in my favorite things that I've discovered since starting this channel, but it works so well. It's a great design. I'm a huge fan of things that take design inspiration from other things, some mundane thing, and turn it into a functional, not only a functional piece of art, but a functional tool. And that's exactly what this is, the JRW Tough Clip. I'm carrying, obviously, the Carry Commission version, which is topograph, two-tone topograph lasering on it with the Carry Commission logo. But that's the Tough Clip. Love this thing. The keys I actually have on a discontinued item. I really wish this wasn't discontinued, but it is. This is from True Utility. It's just the key shackle. It came as a kit, and I just took the shackle off and threw all the other stuff aside and put my keys on it. It's just simple, just dead simple. You don't get any more simple than that other than just a basic key ring. I wish they're still in production. You can get a nicer shackle, but these were like $7 or $8 for the whole kit, and you got a bunch of little carabiners. Now you have to pay like $20, $30, $80 for a titanium shackle if you want that. This one's not titanium, but doesn't matter, it's not available. I hate it, sorry, but this is what I carry. And then this right here, this is for finding key slots in the night, right? A little keychain flashlight from Olight. This is the i1R2 EOS. I have since ordered the IR2 Pro. Because of USB-C charging, it's really the major upgrade. The other one's a little brighter, but same concept, same idea, just a little keychain light. And then we have this is just a little tritium glow fob from Glow Rhino. They actually emailed me this past weekend and said they're sending the new version of it, so this will change. Basically, both of these are just going to be upgraded to newer, better versions, but same gist. This is going to stay with my key setup, which I have no intention on changing at all. Very happy with it. So when it comes to flashlights, I don't switch them up too terribly often. Typically, I switch between one of these four right here on the table. And if I throw one in the pocket, it stays there for a week or 2 weeks or longer. It's just, I use a flashlight a lot, and I don't really think about which one I have in my pocket a lot. I just use what I have, and I'll use one for a while, get a little bored, and throw something else in the pocket. Typically, this one is a little big and stays in the pocket for like 2 or 3 days. This is the La Lima Ion, and I really like this light, but the 1-inch diameter size lights, just a little too big for me, but out of all of them, this one is definitely the coolest and has the most functions. It's got a red secondary light, which is really cool, especially for pitch black rooms. The other three here are the ones I carry the absolute most, for sure. We have the Raylight Pineapple Mini in titanium, the Okluma DC0, also in titanium, and the CWF or Charles Wiggins flashlights, Micro Arcadian Clicky, also in titanium. And really, basically, when I throw one in the pocket, it stays there for a while, and I don't switch it up too terribly often. I would say out of these three, this one gets carried the least, and it really is a big showdown between these two as which is my absolute favorite flashlight. If I had to choose one, probably the Micro Arcadian because of how small it is. I can forget this thing in my pocket. I can front pocket carry it pretty easily. This one's just a little bit bulkier, but it's got more power. It's got a better warranty, to my knowledge. I mean, this is a no questions asked lifetime warranty. You can throw this thing off a cliff, destroy it, and send it in, and they're going to replace it. Literally no questions. So really great. The downside to these 4 flashlights is availability. They're just hard to get. They sell out. They're made in small batches. The easiest one to get is probably the Raylight Pineapple Mini, but you're not going to find it in titanium as easily as copper or brass or other materials. The titanium ones tend to go pretty quickly. But yeah, they all just kind of drop at random. You got to follow the makers and try your best. For most of them, you're probably going to fare better trying to buy on secondary. Sorry, it's just what it is. This is the way the EDC world is now, and probably has been for a while. But regardless, all of these flashlights, fairly expensive. The cheapest being the Raylight. I believe these are like $80 to $100. Both of these, actually all 3 of these, are in the $450 range. So $450. I know it's a lot. Before you guys say anything, I know it's a lot for flashlights, but basically what it comes down to is how dim the flashlights get. I really prefer a super, super dim flashlight, and both of these have like 1 lumen or less. And the reason I prefer the Micro Arcadian over the DC0 basically comes down to the fact that it is a forward clicky instead of a reverse. All right, so this one is reverse clicky. You have to push the button, select the mode, and then fully depress to lock it on. This one you can click and select while it's on. And I just prefer that to the reverse clicky, but is what it is. They're both phenomenal flashlights. So when it comes to wallets, lately I've really been pretty satisfied with the OpenSea wallets that I've been carrying. These 2 are brand new, and I got them last week. Before this, I was carrying a Hubei 2.0, but now that the mini versions of the Topsider and Gun Deck are out, I think these are fantastic. I will say, there is one caveat to the Topsider Mini, and it's that it's not wide enough for full bills. So the big feature for the Topsider was that you could put bills unfolded in the back and fold this over. This wallet is really compact. When he says mini, they're mini. I have 5 cards in here, and I had to stretch this wallet to get 5 cards in it. The funny thing is, in terms of full-size wallets from OpenSea, I much prefer the Topsider because you can put that cash in there unfolded. I think that is amazing. You can't do that with the minis. So when it comes to the minis, I actually prefer the Gun Deck. But I really want to put some patina on this natural in the Pueblo. Like the Pueblo patina so well. Just look at the patina on the Gun Deck. That is 1 week of carry. It is a big difference. That Pueblo patina is like nothing else. Anyway, when I am getting a hankering for a little bit of a mix-up, this is what I've been going to, and this is the Vice Hardware F1. Talked about this a little bit. This is just a really cool all-metal wallet from a guy here in Charlotte. I think they're underappreciated because they're super simple. You've got 4 arms, which really I think 2 full arms that create this pivot point, and then you have just a single elastic band at the bottom that creates some tension and pulls this back down, and it sandwiches your cards, and then you have a titanium money clip on the back. It will auto adjust to accommodate more cards, so the design is just really, really neat. I think it's a sick wallet, especially for an all-metal wallet, and when people ask me, what is my favorite metal wallet, this is what I say. I thought when he first sent me a wallet, I thought I was going to prefer the titanium over the aluminum, but the F1 is the aluminum version, and I prefer it because it is significantly lighter than the titanium version. So yeah, aluminum over titanium. Never would have thought that would be my take, but here we are. So these minis are actually a little cheaper than the full-size wallets from OpenSea Leather. They're about $5 cheaper than the full-size versions, which are 60 bucks. I think they're really cool. I like the Gun Deck a lot. And this, the Vice Hardware wallet, the F1, is 100 bucks, but you'll have to buy the titanium money clip separately. I think this is a really, really good metal wallet. So next up we have a phone. I've not changed my phone in years now. This is still the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I like it, but I'm kind of getting a hankering for something else. I can't really switch away from iPhone, unfortunately. My whole family has it, and I hate being the guy with the green bubble. So I don't know that I can ever switch away, but I do have 2 cell phone lines, and I've been thinking about maybe trying to get the, I don't know, whatever the folding, not the vertical folding, but the horizontal folding Samsung. We're looking at that, and maybe a Pixel, I don't know. But I hate carrying 2 phones. I used to do it every day for like 6 years. It's awful, but I like both Android and iPhone. Regardless, that brings me to the sponsor of this video, QuadLock. Through Kickstarter, Chris Peters and Rob Ward revolutionized smartphone mounting back in 2012, and they've only pushed the envelope ever since, expanding from a simple bike mount to include a wide range of activities like motorcycles, cars, photography, golf, boats, and more. I've been using the quad lock case on my iPhone for months now, and I love how adaptable it is. There's what's called the quad ring, which doubles as a loop for your finger or a hands-free phone stand. And since you'll have to remove it to use the other quad lock accessories, it comes with a tiny carabiner for safe storage. The real killer feature that sold me on quad lock is the motorcycle kit. Not only is it extremely secure, it's also very quick and easy to attach your phone to your bike or motorcycle. There are several mount options available, including a handlebar mount, as shown, a fork stem mount or mirror mount, and a host of accessories to go with it. You can also swap the lever head design for a weatherproof wireless charging head like I did, so you can always be charging on a ride. And for motorcyclists, Quadlock offers a vibration dampener that will save your phone's camera stabilization from high frequency vibrations. Quadlock also offers a desk mount kit which can be upgraded with a wireless charging head as well to charge your phone while you work. To see everything Quadlock has to offer and upgrade to the most adaptable and convenient phone case and mount solution around, hit the link in the description down below. And once again, I want to thank Quadlock for sponsoring this video. So I'm pretty excited about this next one. The pen that I've been carrying is the Tactile Turn Bolt Action Slim in a short variant, but if you may notice, it has a topo clip and a blue bolt, and it is bronzed anodized. That means that this is the new Best Damn EDC Zero Feud Tactile Turn 3-way collaboration pen. They're not out yet, but they will be. They will be out tentatively, if everything goes to plan, they'll be out this Friday. So if you want one of these, go follow Tactile Turn and Zero Feud for a little more information on the drop of these, and go blow them up, because I really think you guys are gonna like these. They are coming in the short, full-sized, and then just to compare it, this was the original design on a short. So I believe at the time of this drop, we're also going to drop the last few of these. So these were originally dropped at Blade Show this year, and there were some that were unfinished. So they finished them up, and we're dropping the last few. There's not many of those, but there will be plenty of the full size and the shorts and the slims. I'm excited for them to drop. This has been a long time coming. So glad that these are finally coming out. But this is what I'm carrying right now. The old Tactile Turn Bolt Action Slim Short. Short Slim, Short Slim, Slim Short. It's one of those things where you say it enough, the words don't make any sense anymore. They don't sound right. But anyway, tentatively dropping this Friday. I believe, don't hold me to it, I believe the price is going to be $150. So there you go. That's the pen that I've been carrying lately. So you guys know that this is always in my pocket, no matter what. This has been a permanent fixture in my carry for the better part of 2 years now. Obviously now I'm carrying the Topo version, which is my own, but this is the big Ida Design TPT slide in the collaboration version. So I love it. It's just simple, it works. I break down a lot of boxes. I get products all the time and just so many boxes to break down. This is what I reach for. Opening bottles, had to use it to open a bottle for the first time in ages, but I had this on me, so I opened a bottle with that. But I do kind of flip-flop between other tools. So this one stays in the pocket, stays in my fifth pocket. I forget about it until I need it. But the other items that I've been waffling between, I guess, this year, obviously another version of a tool that I chose. So I worked with Victorinox and Exclusive, same guys over at Big Idea Design, to bring out my own Topo Mini Champ. So just standard Victorinox Mini Champ with Topo scales and my logo. If you're not familiar with that, it's got a ton of tools packed in a very, very small package, which is why I love it, because you can throw this in your pocket, much like the TPT slide, forget it's there. But earlier this year, I did a best carry that I could find at Bass Pro, and I picked this up. I wasn't going to, but I decided to just take a leap of faith and try the SOG Power Pint. It's 50 bucks, and it's one of my favorite tools that I've picked up this year. It's just a really good size, better than I would say the Leatherman Squirt, the Leatherman Micra, the Gerber Dime. Like those are really small and almost too small. Like they're a little bit bigger than this. And when it comes to pliers this size, you lose a lot of functionality in a tool that size, a lot of leverage. These are big enough to where you can really get a good grip on something. They're still actually very usable. Some of the tools are quite small, like the Phillips head in here is a very small Phillips head, but it's not failed me yet. The other problem that I have with it really is that there's no flathead. I mentioned this in the video, that we did on Friday. But the flathead in this tool is so small, it's really almost eyeglasses size. Some people were saying that you can file down the file, just grind it down and turn that into a flathead, but just out of the box, that is really the only flaw that I've had from the SOG Power Pint, is that there's no like wide flathead, which I typically use for camera gear. But the other cool thing, one of the reasons I just decided I had to try it, is that it has a bit driver in the end, which is really, really clever design. Like, that's stupid smart. So really cool tool, 50 bucks. I think this is probably the best pocket-sized multi-tool, period. One of the reasons that I've been waiting to make this video is because for several months, my carry was in total flux. Like, every day, something different, and I wasn't settled on anything, and I was just trying out a bunch of new stuff, and especially with watches. Last year, I went ham on buying new watches. I got a bunch of new watches. This year, I've bought 3, 4. So the reason that I've been just kind of flip-flopping on watches for so long this year is because I was purely analog, right? I was very anti-smartwatch, and I'd say that I'm still not pro-smartwatch. I was for a long time when I worked in tech. I loved smartwatches, and then just one day it hit me, and I kind of hated them. I hated always looking at my wrist every time somebody texted me. I've turned off pretty much all the notifications on this one and use it almost entirely for weather and fitness, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I still plan on doing a video breaking down how I feel about analog versus digital watches and all that, but basically what I'm getting at is that I have narrowed my collection down. I haven't narrowed it down, I still have all of them, but all I've been flip-flopping back and forth between is my Marathon TSAR and my Garmin Fenix 6 Pro Solar. So I bought the Garmin Instinct Solar in the REI video, and like a week or two later, I went back and got the Fenix 6 Pro, but I ended up returning it because after like a month, it developed a rattle. Anytime I'd get a notification or the watch would buzz for any reason, you could literally hear it across the room, which defeats the purpose of vibrate mode, right? It should just be making a noise. So returned it, and I ended up going back a couple months later and getting the Fenix 6 Pro Solar. I really liked this so much, and I wanted to see how this one would fare, like backpacking and stuff. It worked great. I hiked for 3 days most recently using this. No problem. I tracked my hikes all day long for 3 days, and I still had like 10 days of battery life when I got out of the woods. Now, you guys know a couple months ago I had an Apple Watch, and I was wearing that every day. I stopped because I hated charging it every single day. I'm never gonna like charging a watch every day, and I had to charge that one every single day. This watch, I haven't charged it in a week, and it still has 8 days left. This one has about a 2-week battery life. The Instinct Solar has a 30-some day battery life, but I prefer this watch to that one. And then the Marathon, it's a quartz beater watch that it's an absolute tank. So I've been switching back to this one when not working out. So basically when I'm working out and doing my fitness, I wear the Garmin Fenix. Just come in for my workouts, I'll put it on. If I'm hiking, I'll put it on. Sometimes I wear it throughout the week, but for the most part, the watch that I wear the absolute most right now is the Marathon TSAR. Freaking love this watch. You guys know I had one and I sold it. Immediately regretted it, so I ended up buying another one. And I'm glad I did, because I wear this watch more than any other right now. In fact, I'm gonna put it on now, because the only reason I had this one on is because I took this off for the intro. Now, granted, just speaking on these two watches, they are not cheap. This one, I think I paid around $700 for this one, and this one, I believe I got it on sale for around the same price. If I were to do it again, I really wanted the silver version, but they just weren't in stock anywhere at the time. But if I were to do it again, I wouldn't get the solar in this. It's not worth it to have the solar. Like, on the Instinct Solar, I think it is, but this one, it just drains so much faster than the Instinct that solar on this one, unless you're outside all day, every day, you're not really gonna get much benefit from it. So save yourself like $200. So we are on knives, and we will get to this, but I think I'm gonna end on this. But when I was planning this video out, I realized that I've really diversified my knife collection, especially in materials and colors, like really diversified. Can you tell? These are the knives that I've been carrying for the last like 2 months. I've had a few other things in my pocket from time to time, but these are the ones I come back to almost every time. We have the Quiet Carry Drift. Really freaking love this knife. I wish I had more Van X knives. We have the Tactile Knife Rockwall in a thumb stud in 20 CV, the Chris Reeve Inkosi, almost said Umnumzan, but that is the Inkosi, and a Shirogorov Neon Zero. Just all fantastic knives. This knife is my backpacking knife now because I cannot rust it. I took an Umnumzan backpacking and rusted it a little bit. It had a little bit of surface rust. So yeah, get all hot and sweaty in the woods. You want a truly stainless knife, or at least I do, because I struggle with that. But all of these are just really, really good knives. I mean, these three especially are like top class, really, really great fit and finish. No complaints about them at all. Actually, if I were to complain about one thing on the Rockwall, it's just lock bar access. It's not that bad, but it took some getting used to because there's not a whole lot of space there. You just had to, you know, pray for that grip on your thumb from the jimping on the lock bar. And I really don't have any complaints about this one either. I know some people don't like the thumb hole version of the drift. There's a newer version of the drift that's a thumb stud. I prefer the thumb hole, but with that said, I can't thumb flick this knife very well. It's really hard. Just something about the way that it's laid out makes this way too difficult. It can be done, but Spidey flicking all day on this knife. If we're gonna talk price on these, I don't have exact figures. I think this one's like $285, and they're in and out of stock, but right now, the last time I checked, the only one of these that was in stock was a black G10 scale on the show side, and I think that one's just a little bit cheaper. Rockwalls, they're actually dropping every Tuesday now, I believe, give or take. So there's no longer a wait, and they're dropping them regularly. Rockwalls are, I think, right at $300. I bought this one a couple of weeks ago, and I can't even remember how much I paid. I traded for the Inkosi. I had a small Sabenza 31 inlay that I traded for this customized Inkosi. This one has a custom finish on the scales. It's got this like glass bead blast instead of the typical sandblasted, like rough sandblasted Chris Reeve finish. And this one's just really, really sick. But I think if you wanted to get this Inkosi, I think it'd be right around that 450 mark too. Somewhere in there, I believe. And then Shirogorov. I know I bought this one used. I got it from someone in the Discord server, and I loved this knife, but I ruined it right off the bat because I sharpened it at the wrong angle. Because when I got it, the tip was broken off. Just a little bit was broken, and I wanted to fix that. And I meant to lay it back to 17 degrees to cover that, and I wanted to make it a little bit slicier. I actually ended up going to 16 degrees, which is kind of an odd angle, but it's fine. But I never got it right. It was not really that sharp. It looked horrible. It doesn't look great right now, but I spent some time over the holiday just, you know, touching it up and getting it better. And it is ridiculously sharp now, and this knife is definitely one of my absolute favorites in the collection. Hands down, I love this knife. And if I were to say there is a perfect EDC knife, it would be this knife right here with Van Eyck steel. The Shirogorov Neon Zero, or the Neon in general, with Van Eyck steel. Freaking love this knife. However, lately, I've also been carrying a fixed blade. It's something that I waffle back and forth on because it's not always convenient, but this pocket clip sheath from Roke, which I heard he's not making sheaths anymore, which would be a damn shame. But this sheath right here makes this knife absolutely worth carrying every single day. I recently sharpened all of these knives, actually. When I was doing that work sharp video, I sharpened Shirogorov, the Quiet Carry Drift, the Inkosi, and this one. You guys, in that video, I said I shot that video 3 times. I sharpened all of these except for the Shirogorov while shooting that video. And that's probably why I'm carrying them now, because I wanted to carry them for so long and they were all just dull and beat up, and now I fixed it. But yeah, this is just, I think, one of the best EDC knives that you can carry, and it's mainly because of this sheath right here. The sheath is just a godsend, but the knife itself is very good too. But this carries really well in the back pocket. In case I didn't mention it, this is the Bradford Guardian 3 in a drop point M390 blade steel. And this is the Roke Raider sheath for the Bradford Guardian 3 in the Fallout colorway. This thing is badass. Just clips in the back pocket, carries beautifully. And if it weren't for the sheath, I probably would not carry a fixed blade, period. I'm carrying a lot of stuff. My carry is very heavy right now. Typically, I carry a lot less stuff, but it's winter. I've got pockets on jackets and stuff like that. So I tend to carry a little more. fixed blade. It's been going in my back pocket without any kind of, it's natural to be there, and I reach for it a lot. And I mentioned that I grabbed this morning and threw it in my pocket, and I've been going back and forth on whether I wanted to go back to some sort of organizer or pouch carry, and this thing is just great. It's a really good pouch and organizer. I love that it's got a little zip pocket on the back because you can throw smaller items down in there. But if you keep one of these like lightweight and thin, it's really not impeding anything. It's not heavy. Like if you put everything in your carry in one pouch, it gets really heavy. But I do like having an organizer like this because it's stuff I can shed and keep off my person, throw it in a bag, or I can have it on me at all times, and it's just easy to grab the whole thing. But that is the Yellow Birch Outfitters Pocket Pro. I don't think camo is a thing that he does regularly. I think this was a one-off, but I don't even know how I got this. I know I didn't buy it. I don't remember him sending it to me, but I've been carrying it because it was in my drawer. So thanks, Jay. I don't know where the camo came from, but thanks. A couple of people have asked me about the bracelet that I'm wearing. This is from a local friend of mine who has started, I think he recently went full-time with leatherwork, rustic heirloom. His name is Joe. He's a really cool guy. And we're going to be working together a good bit over with the stuff on Carry Commission, which will be coming back next year. You'll see maybe some stuff like this. I really like this. I'm not going to lie. When Joe tossed this at me, I'm like, I'm not a bracelet guy. But if I'm going to be honest, I kind of like this thing. So it's been on my wrist too. Anyway, that's my carry, guys. Again, it's always in flux, and I try to keep it simple and narrow things down, but that doesn't always happen. But I feel like I've really kind of zeroed in on what I really, really like, and there's not a whole lot of fluctuation, but I say that, and then next week I'm going to totally carry something totally different. It's just the way it is. I'm indecisive, and I like gear, and it's never the same. So there's never a good time to make a video like this, so why not rip off the Band-Aid and do it now? Hope that helps. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think I should try. What should I do next year? Should I do something crazy next year, like one knife all year long? God, that would be tough. Maybe I should do it. Peter's been talking about doing it. I think he and I should do it together and see who lasts longer. I don't know. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what kind of crazy thing you want me to do next year. Maybe fixed blade all year long. That'd be something. I don't know. Let me know. Also hit that like button, and everything you saw in this video will be linked below. Sorry if like 80% of it is just out of stock. That's just the way it is. Sorry, guys. See you guys soon. Take care.